Alright, hello, welcome back to a new video on this channel. I hope all of you all are doing well. As I start each and every video, a big thank you to each and every one of you for hitting the subscribe button, for hitting the like button, and for watching the videos. It really goes a long way. Even one view goes a very long way because it tells me the amount of value that I'm able to add to each and every one of you. Now, when I was making the decision to study abroad, to study in Australia, there were a lot of factors that I was considering: weather, climate, cricket, work-life balance, job opportunities, will I be able to get a casual or part-time job, but most importantly, the earning potential. How much money would I be able to earn, and what my career progression and what my life would look like if I were able to make it in Australia. So now it's the 13th of July, the financial year has just ended, the new financial year has started on the 1st of July, which brings me to the topic of this video. ATO, the Australian Taxation Office, has released the list of top 10 highest paying occupations, highest paying designations. So I wanted to make a video on it to just share this sort of information with you so that it gives you a heads up if you are considering a career in either of these occupations. It just gives you an idea around the earning potential on what you might be able to earn if you're in either of these fields and are considering to pursue a career, your life in Australia. And another thing that I've done for you is that I've linked the occupations that were released to the potential degree that you can pursue. Now, if you go down in the comments and write, oh, which university, which degree, master's or bachelor's, I will not be able to do all of that for you. I would say engage an education agent for that because they'll help you throughout the process. But without further ado, let's get into the topic of the video. So I'll start with number 10, and each and every step will keep going, and the last one will be number 1, obviously. Now, number 10 is a financial investment advisor or manager, clocking in about $192,000 a year. Now, these are people that basically manage the wealth, manage the money of different individuals, different organizations, be that high net worth individuals to small net worth individuals, each and everybody. Now, you can also decide to engage an organization, a sole financial investment advisor, either of those to manage your wealth, to manage your finances. You can get a financial plan made for yourself. Obviously, you have to pay for it. But if I tell you the general chatter around this occupation, I recently sat down with Yash to make a Masters of Finance video with him on what are the PR prospects for someone who is pursuing a Masters of Finance. And he is wanting to go towards this path to become a financial planner, a financial investment advisor. So he probably has the potential to earn that much because they're handling a lot of money. There's a lot of credible advice that they will have to give for somebody else to make and earn more money from their current existing money. And that is how basically investments work. To do that, you have to pursue a Masters of Finance, majoring in financial planning. And this is not a have to. This is something that you can, an international student or a migrant can, to go towards that pathway. Hence, a Masters of Finance majoring in financial planning or just a Masters of Finance can lead you to becoming a financial investment advisor or a financial investment planner, which might help you to clock in around 200 grand a year. Now, number 9 is a chief executive officer or a managing director, clocking in around $194,000 a year. Now, there is not just a single pathway to become a CEO. I have personally seen a lot of people go from marketing officer to CEO because they know the business, they know the industry really well. At the end of the day, you need to know the organization that you're working for really well. You need to know where that organization stands in the industry. Now, generally, a business degree, even marketing degree, or something around business can help you get to that pathway. But at the end of the day, as I said, there's not a single pathway. You just need to know the organization really well, and you need to manage people really well. Hence, business side of things, management side of things, even finance or marketing side of things. At number 8, judicial or legal professions, which clock in 206 grand every year. Now, for this, bachelor's of law or a master's or an LLB will help you to get to that stage. But again, all of these occupations, take it with a pinch of salt, that you'll have to spend enough years in that occupation, going from one organization to another, one jump to another, one designation jump to another, to get to that point. But this is basically a video to give you an idea of what is possible for you if you're interested in that particular occupation. Also, passing the bar or any and all legal accreditations that you might need are really important for you to get to that earning potential. Next up, mining engineers, again clocking in around 206 grand every year. The mining industry in Australia is really big, especially in Western Australia and Queensland, and they're always looking for engineers. I know people who have pursued a civil engineering degree in Adelaide and then they do fly in, fly out to Western Australia to work in different mines and add value there. So what fly in, fly out means is that your company flies you in to Western Australia, you do your work, rigorous work for about 8 to 10 days, you fly out and have off days for 5 to 6 days, and then you keep doing that in rotation. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for people to work here in mining as an engineer, and for that you'll probably have to do a master's of civil engineering, a bachelor's as well. Depends on what the organization needs and what the basic accreditation, what the basic level they need their employees to be at. Now I have the data in front of me. 6, 4, 2 and 1 are no-brainer. They're in the medical profession. Now I'll just say I'll say it out loud. So 6 is medical practitioners, so GPs, emergency physicians, non-specialist doctors. So how the healthcare works in Australia is that, let's say if anything happens to you, let's say if I break this bone, touch wood I do not, but let's say if I break this bone, I have to go to the GP first, even though I know that I need an X-ray. I first have to go to a GP. They will then give me a recommendation to get my X-ray done or to go to a specialist doctor. So when they talk about other medical practitioners, this includes GP as well, which clock in about 259 grand a year. Again, depends on which clinic you're working at, which hospital you're working at, whether it's your sole practice or not, whether it's your 9 to 5. So it really depends on all of that. And as I said, it's the broad category of doctors. And again, after spending enough time in the medical professional, you get to that point. Now, fourth was internal medicine specialist, which clock in around 342 grand each and every year. These are specialists, so think cardiologists, think vets, think physicians. So these are people who have to go through the normal route, become a GP, and then study more specialized training, more specialized courses, whatever they want to go into. So yeah, these are doctors who treat patients in specialized categories in what they particularly specialize in. And as I said, the pathway will be doing a normal MBBS, I believe, getting to the point of a general physician first, general GP first, and then studying more into their specialization. Now, the second is an anesthetist, which clock in around 447 grand every year. The pathway to becoming that is going through the normal route, working as a junior doctor for a couple of years, for some amount of years, and then doing specialized training with the officiating body, which I think is recognized all over Australia and New Zealand. I think it's called the Australia and New Zealand College of Anesthetists. So that is the general pathway that you have to take. This is a really important occupation because depending on the person's weight, depending on the bone structure of different people, different surgeries that they're going through, different procedures that they're going through, they have to decide on what the dosage of the anesthetics has to be. They have to be there throughout the whole surgery to monitor what is happening, what is not happening. So it's a very important occupation. Then obviously the first is a surgeon, clocking in about 472 grand every year. So these are not like your other medical professionals that I mentioned early on. These are people who are specialized in surgeries, who are specialized in treating people and doing those sort of procedures that require a surgery. Now, for this pathway, you have to do your bachelor's, then your master's in medicine, and then go through specialized training, specialized surgery training to get to that point. Now, in this video, we've mentioned 6, 4, 2, and 1, but we forgot about 5 and 3. So let's get on to that. Fifth is a psychiatrist that earn around 286 grand each and every year. Now, this is a very, very important occupation, especially mental health not being a taboo topic anymore. People are out and about, needing therapy, going to therapy if needed. Psychiatrists, therapists are needed even in universities, even in different colleges, even in different student accommodations. So there's a lot of potential to go wherever you want to. You can get into sports, you can get into international student life, you can get into, a certain age bracket, be that teenagers, you can get into young professionals, you can get into parents. So yeah, there are a lot of things that you can get into. Now, third and the last is a financial dealer, clocking in about 355 grand a year. So think people who trade in stocks, who trade in different commodities for large private firms. That's what is needed in this occupation. For you to get to that path, obviously years of experience, 100% in each and every one of the occupations. To get to that highest point, you need to spend years in that particular occupation, upskilling and learning the trade. But for that, I think again a master's of finance is needed. But again, after that, it's dependent on you on what direction you want to take your career in. You can get into financial planning, financial trading, financial analysis, mortgage, real estate. So yeah, as it is pretty evident, there's a lot of potential in Australia to earn big bucks in medical, in finance, and also mining to some extent. If you like this video, comment down below and maybe I'll make a part 2 on the highest paying jobs that do not need a degree at all in Australia. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.